All right, so apparently Trackhouse has this big announcement to make today. I don't have any expectations. Probably going to be something like a sponsor announcement. Nothing surprising, you know? Connor Zilisch to Cup? Yeah, that was all a joke. This is like the least shocking announcement in history. It's been widely anticipated ever since Daniel Suarez announced that he was departing Trackhouse, or they had their mutual split, however you want to phrase it, that Connor Zilisch was going to the Cup Series. This is very unsurprising. So, yeah, Connor Zilisch, Justin Marks, they made an announcement that Connor Zilisch is going to Cup. We got some details. We got a they had a press conference. We got a press statement. So let's read the quotes. First of all, 19-year-old racing phenom Connor Zilisch to drive Trackhouse Chevy in the 2026 NASCAR Cup Series. Connor Zilisch, one of the hottest prospects in NASCAR history, will race a Trackhouse Racing Chevrolet full-time in the 2026 NASCAR Cup Series. The 19-year-old Zilisch and Trackhouse Racing founder and owner Justin Marks announced Saturday at Daytona International Speedway that they've reached a multi-year agreement for Zilisch to drive for the three-car team that has already won 5 Cup Series races this season with drivers Ross Chastain and Shane Van Gisbergen. This day has been a dream of mine for a long time, said Zilisch, who has been a Trackhouse developmental driver since 2024 and competes this season for Junior Motorsports, where he leads the Xfinity Series with 6 race wins, which is now, of course, 7, technically. Cup racing has been the goal since joining with Chevrolet and Trackhouse, and while I didn't know it would come this soon, I feel like I'm ready. I know the challenge that awaits entering the Cup Series as a full-time driver, but I feel that with the support of Trackhouse and Chevrolet, this is the right situation for me. I won't be making any predictions for success next year. All I promise is to put in 100% effort, learn all that I can, plus have a little bit of fun along the way. And then Justin Marks said, Connor is a rare talent that comes along every few decades. I have watched Connor grow from a kid racing go-karts at the Trackhouse Motorplex to an up-close seat as he beat all of us in the Trans Am races a few years ago. He quickly adapted to everything we have put him in, and what he is doing with Junior Motorsports and Xfinity this season is historic. Connor is very mature, poised, and I know ready for Cup racing in 2026. He's been mentored along the way by former racer Josh Wise and Dr. Aaron Warren at GM, and that is who was also at the press conference. I can speak for everyone at Trackhouse Racing when I say we have a tremendous amount of faith in this young man. And then further down, it specifies Marks expects the team to announce Zilisch's car number, sponsorship, crew chief, and crew lineup in the coming weeks. Now, they did mention WeatherTech and Red Bull specifically, so, I think that was also expected. Like, they've sponsored Zilisch and Xfinity all year, and Zilisch has a personal deal with Red Bull, so that's not exactly shocking either. But obviously, there's a lot of anticipation. There's a lot of questions about what the number will be. I don't know. There's a lot of options out there. He's run 87 in the Cup Series this year, that 4th Trackhouse car. 87 is a number that I believe is personally tied to Red Bull, because I think they were founded in 1987, so I think they had some say in that. Personally, I think that's a fine number. I think it looks good. 87, not a lot of history in NASCAR that I can think of at the moment. A lot of people have said, okay, well, just Suarez was in the 99, just place him in the 99. That, of course, is an option. We can get really complicated and we can put him in the 88 and then just swap the 88 to the 97 because SVG has some personal connections there. Or they could just do a random number, pull a number out of a hat, close your eyes, and then, like 58. So, yeah, there's a lot of options of what they can do with the number. Obviously, crew chief, that's TBD. That's another one that we don't know what's going to happen there. But Connor Zilisch to Cup. It's extremely unsurprising. But when we look at the actual situation, Connor Zilisch is 19 years old. It's truly mind-blowing that Connor Zilisch made his Cup Series debut back in March at COTA at 18 years old, and less than a year later In February of 2026, Connor Zilisch will be making a start as a full-time NASCAR Cup Series driver. That's insane that a 19-year-old is going to be starting in the Cup Series, a full-time driver, championship eligibility for a major team. Obviously, there's a lot of expectations on Connor Zilisch. There's been a lot of hype behind Connor Zilisch, and it has not helped the situation that he has gone out and he has won 7 Xfinity Series races this season already. The hype is at a level, it's at a very high level. He's a highly regarded prospect. I think it's pretty much unanimous that he's the hottest prospect right now, and now he's already a Cup Series driver at 19. So, with the high expectations about what he can do in the Cup Series, the wins, the championships potentially that he can have, it's coming very quickly for Connor Zilisch. He's going straight to the Cup Series in just one full year, one full-time season in a lower series, and he's already getting the call up to Cup. It's a really big deal. It can't be understated how big of a deal it is for a 19-year-old to be getting a full-time ride in the Cup Series. I can keep going on and on about expectations, about him being 19, about how big of a deal it is, but I don't know what else to say. I mean, obviously, Trackhouse probably had to make the move on it because of how well he has been doing, about how hot of a prospect he is. He probably was going to get calls from other teams at some point if Trackhouse didn't pull him up. But yeah, he's had this developmental deal since 2024 with Trackhouse, as the press release stated. Justin Marks in his press conference kind of talked about how, yeah, we know how good he is, and we know that we have to live up to the deal on our end in order to win all these races, to win all the championships, whatever it may be. So we'll see. Obviously, Trackhouse is not to the level of a Hendrick, a Penske, a Gibbs, but they want to get there. That's their goal at some point, but not a shock at all. Connor Zilisch actually got very emotional during the announcement that he is finally a Cup Series driver, so that was kind of surprising. I don't know why it's surprising. I mean, he said that everyone knew that this was coming. This isn't like some major shocking announcement out of the blue. Everyone knew it was coming, but when it was finally announced that Connor Zilisch is a NASCAR Cup Series driver, it just kind of got to him. So it's going to be very interesting to see how he does in the Cup Series. Obviously, next year, the rookie year, calm the expectations for the rookie year. It may take some time to transition. It may take some time to learn, but we'll see how he does. Obviously, the road courses are high expectations. Trackhouse probably going to sweep the road courses next year now because they have SVG and Zilisch in their garage. But Connor Zilisch, who made his Cup Series debut at 18 years old at the Circuit of the Americas, had guys like Bubba Wallace, Daniel Suarez, other Cup Series drivers come up to wish him well, and then team owners and major names in NASCAR like Jeff Gordon coming up to say something to him before the race because it's a big deal to make your Cup Series debut, how big of a prospect he is. And now here he is. He's going to be a full-time driver in 2026. Obviously, he is still focusing on that Xfinity Series championship. So, yeah, crazy times in the world in NASCAR. We got a Cup Series race tonight at Daytona. The other announcement today was the NASCAR video game. I know nothing about it, but here's the cover if you want to look at it. So, yeah. Cool. Get yourself a look at it. I don't know much about video games. I play NASCAR 2011, the game on the Wii. Some Mario Super Sluggers, some Lego Star Wars, Lego Indiana Jones, Wii Sports. That's my extent of video game knowledge, so don't ask me any video game questions. You're just going to confuse me and probably yourself because you're going to get an answer that is pretty bad. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully we get the Cup race in tonight. Rain, stay away, rain. Please let us have a normal Cup Series race tonight. So Daytona tonight, the playoff cutoff, and then we go into the playoffs at Darlington. Should be fun. And then obviously Connor Zilisch looking for that Xfinity championship. And then next year, his Cup Series rookie season.